Yes, I have had chance to reflect. That's what I do after every game, and I'm very much aware of the Villa fans' reaction towards me, towards my team, and recent results, and I think that's fair. We certainly accept their reaction, and I can assure them that we're doing everything we can to turn our recent results around. So yeah, I have analysed that situation.
Stephen, in your relatively short managerial career, is this the first time and maybe the most difficult spell you've had, and how do you get out of that and get things back on track?
I think you get out of it by turning your results around. I've got total belief and confidence in these players. We showed it before that after a difficult patch we can come through it, and we can put patches of games together in a different way and move up this table. In terms of the latter part of your question, I've been through tough times personally as a player and in my short managerial reign, and I've been faced with challenges and heat and pressure. I'll accept that, I'll take that on my shoulders, and listen, there's no one more determined than me to change this current situation. And we haven't started the season well enough, results haven't been good enough, and I accept that. That's certainly on my shoulders.
With Arsenal and Manchester City to come, it's obviously difficult the next couple of games. Is it a case of calling just for patience at the moment and calm at the moment until things get back on track?
I won't call for anything, and I certainly won't focus on the Manchester City game. We'll give our full attention and our full focus to Arsenal. Arsenal were in this situation themselves 12 months ago. They've started the season very well. Top manager, top players, and they've had the opportunity to build a really exciting team there. But we'll focus on trying to get the right results. You know, they've started a 100% record, but for me that's a fantastic opportunity and a big, massive challenge for me and my players to go and try and ruin that, and that's what we'll try and do. And we won't look any further ahead, and I won't call for anything in terms of patience. I'll have full belief in myself and my staff and my players to fight and roll our sleeves up, accept where we are, and we'll try and put that right.
Thanks very much. Good luck.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Cheers, Bob.
All right.
I'm fine, Pete. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good.
After Sunday and what happened and fans booing, does it hurt? And does it lead to, I don't know, soul searching like some hours afterwards?
I always soul search. I soul search after a win. I always have. I'm a deep thinker. I want to make this a success. I want to progress this club, so I'll always search. I'll always analyse. When you don't win a football match, whether you're a player, a coach or a manager, it should hurt. It should hurt. If it doesn't, you're probably in the wrong movie, if you like. So yeah, it does hurt when we get beat, and I feel it more than anyone else, but I know what I signed up to. And as I said to the previous questions, I see this as a challenge for myself, an interesting challenge to test myself in this situation, and I won't shake away from anything. I'll face it head on, and I'll try and put it right.
We know you were like that as a player. I mean, it's like Istanbul, West Ham Cup final.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant now.
Well, I don't know. That's what I wanted to ask you.
What I'm saying to you is Steven Gerrad, the player's gone. But what I will say is, in my short time as a manager, I've faced difficult challenges at Rangers. We built a club up there from the floor, and it took time, and it took times and periods of suffering and pain and tough reactions from a really demanding crowd. So this is not my first rodeo. I know exactly where I am, what I've got to do, but I also need everyone else around me to step forward, step up, and let's face this challenge together. And the most important people here are the players, and I'll do everything I can to protect them, support them, and give them what they need to turn this round.
But is it that awkward transition from being able to push yourself easily as a player to pushing other people and getting them to do what you want them to do? Is that a difficulty? It's
a challenge, and I can't do anything as a footballer anymore, so I don't really think I should answer any questions in terms of the transition. The transition happened 4 or 5 years ago. Now it's giving the players support and help and doing everything and leaving no stone unturned. We're in a bit of a difficult run. Prior to this season starting, we Played 27 Premier League games last year and we were 9th in the table from them 27 games. I think that's a fantastic return from taking over a team that was 16th in the league and 2 points above the relegation. We have not been good enough at Bournemouth. We wasn't good enough at Crystal Palace. We were good against Everton. And you know what, at the weekend, we were okay. We were okay and we lost a game with a really unlucky deflection. And there's been a reaction from that, and a fair reaction from our supporters, and we accept that. What we do now is we try and do everything we can to turn that again tomorrow at Arsenal.
Just wondering, did you watch the Arsenal documentary?
I have watched it, yeah.
Does it give you an upper hand, and would you do that?
No, listen, I love them Amazon documentaries. It's not the first one I've watched. I've watched one at Manchester City. I was reluctantly part of one at Liverpool back in the day. I think it gives fans an incredible insight into certain clubs, into certain managers, coaches and behaviours within a club. You've seen that at Tottenham. We've seen it recently at Arsenal. Would I choose to do one? No. Will I be part of one moving forward? Possibly.
Stephen, hi.
Hello.
Just talking about you were in Scotland. With all respect to Rangers, you're now in the most unforgiving, unsympathetic league in the world, probably. You're learning on the job. Is that fair? You're learning. How difficult is that?
Listen, I think I'm involved in a game where you never stop learning. So you're lying in terms of learning on the job. I think that's the case for every single manager. I hear that comment and that line, you know, with managers that have been around the block, you know, for 20, 25 years. That's what it is. That's what this game is. And yes, we are involved in the most brutal league in the world, but I signed up for that. I'm very much aware of that. And it can also be a fantastic league to be in if you put a run of results together, and that's what I want to achieve in the short term.
Do you learn more about your players when they're not performing well than you do when they're winning?
Possibly. I think that's an interesting debate that happens quite regular when you're in a situation like myself. But I said to the players after the game, you know, we haven't started the season how we would have wanted, but we have a choice now. We go into a shell, feel sorry for ourselves and the results continue, or you step forward. And I want my senior players and all my players to step forward. We need our senior players and our best players in the best form possible, and that'll give us a better chance to get results.
Just finally, you mentioned that they were hurting. Are they hurting enough for you to think that they'll do as much as they can to put it right at Arsenal?
I think they'll give me everything they've got. I think these players, I don't think you can doubt them in terms of application or commitment. I've been very impressed with that side of things. In terms of how much they're hurting, that's a difficult question for me to answer. I think that needs to be asked to individual players and them themselves. But knowing them over the course of the last 6 months, I think they will be, and they'll be desperate, like myself, to change things around.
Good luck. Good luck, mate.
Team news-wise, how's it looking there?
Team news, Cameron Archer's a doubt. He's got a little bit of a hip issue. He come out of training yesterday, felt a little bit of discomfort. I don't think it's a big issue. I think it's days. But we'll check on him today. Tyrone done partial session yesterday after his high temperature and not feeling too good, but we're hoping he does a full session today and will be available for us. Besides that, everyone's come through the game. Phil's issue at the weekend, I think, was down to fatigue with cramp. So he should be available. And yeah, we've still got a session to go before kick-off, so we'll hopefully get through that.
Now, obviously, transfer window closes Thursday evening. The team on Sunday only featured one new signing, Kamara. Obviously, you've had the problem with Carlos. Were you hoping to have done more, and will you possibly be doing more between now and 11 o'clock on Thursday night?
Possibly we'll be doing more. There's one or two things we're analysing. As I said in the previous press conferences, if things go our way, we could have one or two new faces in. But you know, it's not as straightforward as people think, so we'll try and do our best, and I know people are working hard in the background to try and support me in them areas. And yes, we've spoke before about the blow from Carlos, because he was a major statement signing that was going to come in and help us, and having him missing in the last 4 games has certainly been felt. So yeah, it is a possibility, and there's also a possibility that 2 or 3 might go out before the deadline. I'm hoping that's the case, because you know, I feel their frustration in terms of game time, and hopefully there's more football for them elsewhere.
Arsenal then, we've talked about the situation they were in 12 months ago, very worse situation than you're in now. It's tomorrow night about being at it from the off and going there and being brave as well.
Listen, I think it's a combination of things. We'll always try and be brave as we can. We'll respect the opponents. I don't want to compare this situation to Arsenal. I think that's irrelevant. I think a lot of teams in the past 12 months have had sticky periods. There's a few that are having some now, along with ourselves. But my focus is on us and trying to make us better, trying to turn our recent results around, and that's what we'll try and do. Simple as that.